morning to everyone. It's Grandma Sandy time. We're doing another reveal of what I got for my birthday. This is all from my husband. My family all know I don't want a bouquet of flowers. I want plants that I can put in my garden. And of course, that is what I did. Now, because I had so many health issues this year with my husband, I really didn't plant too many things from seed, or if they came up. I did put some stuff out, but they didn't come up. So next year, starting in the fall, I'm going to try to start planting a lot from seed. But anyway, it is what it is. We can't get ourselves upset. I always wanted one of these things that is a hanging basket. So here it is. Isn't it pretty? It's got 3 little birds sitting on it, and this is where the little hanging basket hangs from. And I have one, not with flowers in it, but maybe we'll be surprised when you see how I'm going to use it. Next year, I might try to get a hanging basket. They were like $30 to $50 this year. I don't know why they were so expensive, and I wasn't going to spend that much money. It was just way too much. I may just see if I can't go buy a basket and plant it myself that will hang. Okay, I got a lot of plants here, as you can tell. I'm so happy. I'm going to be planting probably all weekend. I got to dig these holes and get everything prepared for them to go in the ground. So this is my beautiful new garden. Oh, I'm so happy. And I got a lot of good eating plants here too. Now, I got 2 of these French Marigolds Dwarfs. I do like them. Hopefully they're supposed to keep the bugs away, and hopefully they will. Don't know if it's true. I'm just repeating what I've been told. And I got 2 4-packs, so that's 8 marigold plants. Yay! Can't wait to put them in. Okay, then I bought this watermelon heirloom black diamond. I have never grown it, and we're going to see what happens. I have some areas that are just nothing but a big mess, and I'm going to put that over there for at least I have something pretty growing in my big mess. Then I also have these beautiful cucumbers. I already have a home for them. I'm going to put them in this evening and show you where they're going. And of course, I bought, or my husband paid for, 2 of these. Are my favorite tomatoes, so I got 2 of them. And as you can see, I already have flowers, so that means I already have babies coming. I'm so excited on that plant. Okay, now I have a home for this too. Get this so you can see what it is. Probably already know what it is. It's strawberries. I only got the one because I have a lot of strawberries already in my yard, but I did have a few die, and I just wanted to fill in the spaces where they died. So, and there's a bunch of little plants in here, so I didn't need just the one, because you can see, hopefully I can show you, but can't even see where I'm at. See how there's all these little individual plants in here? I'm going to carefully break it up. See, like that one's one right there. I'll carefully break these up and scatter them around to fill in the extra space. And they'll get big and they'll fill it in, so that's fine. Wait 1 minute, I'm getting tired and I need to move a chair around. I have arthritis of the spine, and if I lean over in a certain angle very long, and not a very long time either, like 3 or 4 minutes, it'll start hurting. So I had to sit down and rest. I can stand and I can bend fine, but it just, at a certain angle, it makes it very difficult. Okay, I have never grown this tomato, so I'm hoping it's going to be not too big, because it says tomato large cherry. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm hoping they're still going to be small. I find the small tomatoes are easier for me to grow than the big ones, so I really don't know. I'm going to pray for the best. Now, I grew a tomato last year, and it may have been this one, I know it was a purple tomato. They're really not purple, but it says they're purple. Now this is a Cherokee Purple, so I'm hoping it's the same thing. I really don't know. I'm going to have to go back and look over my videos and see what it was called. But I do remember it was really, really a good tasting tomato. And it was like a medium size, so it didn't get really big, but it wasn't small. So I'm hoping this is the same one. It was one of my favorite tomatoes that I grew last year. So that's what I'm hoping this one is. Okay, I'm going to stop again because it's too hard for me to bend over to shoot this, and I will bring some other plants forward and show you what else I got. I think I went a little crazy this year with the tomatoes again. I do like a lot of variety on my tomatoes. That's probably one of my big problems. I think I had 7 or 8 tomato plants last year, and I'm pretty sure we're pretty well back at the same place. So this one here is a cherry tomato. Hopefully it's the smaller ones. I love smaller tomatoes. And let's see what the picture shows, if anything. Half the time, well, it looks like it might be the right one. See how it's all clustered around there. The smaller tomatoes are easier for me to grow. They produce, they can produce out here maybe 7 or 8 months because we don't get a lot of cold weather. If we have a mild winter, they could even make it through the whole year. I had a tomato last year that had made it over the previous winter with no trouble. The only reason why I had to pull it out is that I got a big infestation of these bright neon orange bugs, and I'm going to take a picture of them for you can see what I'm talking about. And I was so upset that I ripped all my tomatoes out. And why did I do that? Because they were tomato bugs. That's what I was told when I asked people that know I am not a gardener. Let's be honest. Grandma is not a gardener. Grandma just loves her garden, but I know nothing. So I put up the picture of the bug, and of course I got plenty of answers from real gardeners that know stuff about bugs. And they told me what they were. And I have my golden berries, and they're in the tomato family, and my fear was, because I can buy tomatoes here pretty easy and get a variety, as you can see by what I have here. But it's really hard to find the golden berries. In fact, you can't even hardly find them in a nursery. So I have to go buy them from independent growers. And because of this virus, I was going to buy some more this year, and I couldn't buy any because everything's closed down. So, no more new golden berries for Grandma this year. Okay, but anyway, that's why I pulled all my tomatoes out, because I wanted to save my golden berries. So what I did, I pulled all my tomatoes out, picked every single piece of fruit, ripe or unripe, on my golden berries, and just left them alone and prayed the bugs would move on. And, you know, in a week's time, they were gone. So it was a good plan to the sense that we saved the golden berries. They can't handle a lot of cold, but because I live in Southern California, they made it through winter just fine this year, and they're still alive and doing well. So they produced, if you can believe it, fruit all winter long, and we're still getting fruit. So it was a really good decision on my part to pull them out. So now I got a yellow pear tomato. This was the one that lasted a couple of years in my garden, and the only reason why I pulled it out was those stupid bugs. I've been planting tomatoes in my yard for about 5 years, so I'm praying they're not going to do a return visit this year. But if they do, I will be ripping out all my tomatoes again. We'll see what happens. But anyway, these are my 2 favorite small tomatoes. I would love to get a couple more that are small, that are different varieties. And I think next year I'm going to try to see if I can propagate or get some seeds off these tomatoes if they do good, and try to get a couple more without having to buy. Usually I could probably not have had to go out and buy. I'm pretty sure I even have tomato seeds in the house. It's just that it's just been a hard year, and now we're in the hundreds, and I think it's too hot to try to grow a seed now. But I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm going to at least get my garden looking good, for we'll have something to shoot. It's hard to shoot videos of garden if you have nothing in the garden to show. So I had to get something going here. Now, I did buy 2 more plants for my garden that are flowers. I'm going to show you. Let's count up our tomatoes first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 new tomato plants. I am statically happy. And my son bought me 2. So I have 9 tomato plants. Honestly, I don't think I need any more than 9, and that's probably enough tomatoes for me, my husband, the neighborhood, and probably all the grandkids. Because 9 tomato plants is a lot of tomatoes. Okay, now these are 2 of my favorite flowers that I try to always have in my garden. I've had quite a few different calla lilies, and I do love them, and here I'm getting some more. My other favorite, and I don't know what happened, these are really hardy plants, the diamond frost. I had a couple of them, and I had them for like 3, 4, 5 years, and they did really good. It didn't matter if it was cold or if it hot. They just seemed like they could deal with our summers here, because a lot of my plants can't deal with it. They last and look pretty for 3 or 4 months, and they're dead. In fact, my garden looks beautiful in the spring and fall, but it's the summer, it looks terrible. It's very hot here in the summer, and we get no rain, and so the only water they get is water that the city gives us. And I don't care what anyone tells you, rainwater makes the plants grow so much better, and they look so much healthier, and I don't know why that is. Maybe because there's chemicals and bad things in our city water, who knows. But anyway, I wanted to buy a couple of my favorites, and basically that's what I did, because I have 8 marigolds that I'm going to scatter about to help with the bug problem. And I have my beautiful calla lilies that will look great in my fairy garden. And this also looks great in the fairy garden because the flowers are so tiny and delicate, and they just look beautiful in there. So I just wanted to share with you what Grandma got for her birthday from her husband. And you know, he knows what I want and likes, things for the garden. This is where my real passion is gardening. And disclaimer, I am not a great gardener. I just love doing it. I see a lot of people, how beautiful their gardens look. And maybe eventually mine might get looking better. I'm trying to put more raised beds in and make it easier for me to work in my garden. I'm in my 70s, and like I said, I have arthritis of the spine, and so it makes it difficult to bend at certain angles for very long, and so I'm sort of limited sometimes in certain things, and I'm not real strong, and so any heavy lifting or movement of anything is a real trial and tribulation for me too. But I am a happy camper with my beautiful new plants. I'm going to be planting these over the whole, I have 3 days off, and I'm going to get them all in the next 3 days, and I will do an update next week and show you where I planted all of them and show you how happy they are or not. That's another problem when you grow plants. You never know where they're going to be happy. Tomatoes, as long as it's sunny, I think they're pretty happy. The only another problem we have here is we get a lot of wind. I'm going to try to stake everything up really good for the tomatoes starting right out of the box, because I know we have a lot of wind. And I'm going to plant some of these tomatoes in my front yard, because you know I told you I'm going to sneak the food garden into the front yard. Hopefully my husband's not going to have a hissy fit. He doesn't know about it yet, so it's going to be a surprise. I have not a lot of sun in my backyard, believe it or not. My backyard is almost all shade. So it's hard to grow a very big food garden back there because of that. And it's because I have so many trees. Now, when I say the word trees, they're not all my trees. They're my neighbor's trees, so I can't cut them down. So I have 2 very large trees that are not mine, they're my neighbors. So that takes up quite a bit of ground with shade. I do have a very large, I have about 3, maybe 4 trees that are mine. And one of them's my lemon tree, and it's pretty big too. And the lemon tree is very vicious. It's got thorns you can't believe. but I hate to cut it down. So if I even do cut any trees down back there, it might be the lemon tree, because when I bought it, I asked for one of those little small lemon trees, and I don't think I got that. I didn't get the kind of lemon I wanted. I didn't get the size of the lemon I wanted. And so I've been a little unhappy about that, but I'm trying to decide what I want to do about it. Anyway, that tree's been in there like 30 years, so it's really big. The other trees I probably would keep, because you do need some shade, because I don't want to die of a heat stroke out in my yard. But I may still just leave it the way it is too, because it's really great for my fairy garden and everything. Well, I gotta stop talking. This will be a 30-minute video if I don't. Hope you enjoyed seeing what Grandma got. And don't forget, we got this beautiful thing to hang my baskets. I've never had one before, and that's what I try to do. Get something every year new I don't already have or own. Well, I'm done for today. Thank you all. Remember, my channel is designed for people that are interested in gardening, home decor, cooking, cleaning, DIY projects, and of course, I come up with all kinds of, oh, I forgot shopping hauls. Occasionally I do a shopping haul too. I just love you all so much. If you stay for this long, you deserve all the kisses and hugs I can give out. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging in here until the very beginning to the very end. Love you all so much. Take care. Have a nice weekend. It's beautiful weather out here in California. I hope it's the same wherever you live.